Welcome back to the Krabby Club podcast. I'm your host, Rana Victory, and go check out my t-shirts on Redbubble. So, what comes down to an anime recommendation? What do you think should go into a recommendation of an anime? Should it just be random? Should it be thought out? Or should it just be off of your favorites, off of your shows you've seen? Or maybe off the same genre? Isekai, and maybe a few others. I mean, there's a ton at this point. So you can probably see some good ones, some bad ones, and just complete shit ones. But what comes down to those opinions? What do you think should go down into them? Some people actually just give them the same old trash. Just give them the list they think, or they think they will enjoy because they enjoyed it, or it's just popular, you should see this, and you'll have a lot of friends. Usually that would never happen. And then what's in my anime list? Usually that's a big opinion. But what do you guys think? Well, that's the thing. I don't really care. When it comes down to recommending an anime for me, I usually think, okay, what genre would they enjoy the most? What they liked about the show? And, maybe they'll enjoy this one because it's around the same premise. But I've recommended a few anime to people. Megalobox, Konosuba, Fire Force, and a few other shows to other people. And they really enjoyed those shows, and they had a good time watching it. Some people haven't finished the show, some people have. Some people, if they got spoiled, they usually never go back. I know a person that I literally said one thing because, okay, this is something else, but I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to ramble on forever. So I'm not going to go into that. So what do you think should go down into it? And then when you recommend the anime, when you finally know the genre they like, do you go from most popular to least popular? Or from, they'll enjoy this, but it's not that popular, so you go up from there. Do you enjoy that? Or some other thing? I know some people, when they say, go watch when they give a list, usually there's always that one really old anime that people usually haven't seen. Usually some people always recommend Cowboy Bebop. I haven't seen it, but I'm planning to go see it eventually, whenever I feel like it. But when you do that, do you think they'll actually go watch something really old? Or do you think they'll leave that one to the end? Because some people get recommended a lot YouTubers recommend this a lot. It's Galactic Heroes. I know I think it's a remake. I don't know if it's a continuation. I know I think it's a remake from a year or 2 years ago. But do you actually think they will actually enjoy it? Because it's older. Some people can only see newer stuff and can never go back and see the older ones. They literally are like, oh, bad animation, bad graphics, or whatever. And we're like, yeah, but at one point this was bad. When you could say at one point, because animation will improve. I mean, there's some pretty shit animations out there from day and age anime, like Overlord's and CGI animation is pretty bad, but story is pretty decent. And then there's I forgot what it was called, but it's like the world of this Arifware 3 something. It was an anime that came out last season, I think, and that one had pretty shit animation near the end of the last episode they released, and yeah, it wasn't that good. I forgot what it was called. If I remember, I'll leave it down below, but yeah, that's all I can say. And I can't remember what I was gonna say. This is so hard because usually I never recommend or talk this much when recommending anime. And okay, I'll try my best. I'll do my best for this. Okay, let's see what I can do with this. Alright, so if someone would seen a lot of, let's say, seen a lot of shonen, but not seen anything out of the shonen genre, what would you recommend? What would be the first? Would you start with something like you could split it up to shonen and something else, or start with something completely different to enjoy. Now, for me, I would go off of, okay, what did you enjoy off the show? So, let's say they enjoyed these have all been published by Shonen Jump, I think. But, I like the action aspect, I like the martial arts. Then you could go Kanichi, you could go, oh frick, I'm not gonna recommend. Never mind, let's go a different part. I like the magic mystery. I like magic, I like the other world, but I also like world building and that kind of stuff. So maybe Made Abyss, My Familiar Zero, I think that's the name of that, and a few other ones. Those are other world, have a little bit of magic, a little bit of world building. You see a lot more of the world. Now, if you've seen the dub, then this is only first season, but there's more for the sub one. So I recommend you continue that. I haven't continued it, so I've only seen season 1, and I should probably finish it. Okay, so, and then I have a list of anime I recommend to people, but also I have a personal list that I know people will not enjoy because I don't think they would like that type of comedy, that type of show, or that in general. So I usually never recommend it. So people recommend to me Nichijou. I saw Nichijou. I only saw a few episodes of it. I wasn't my thing. Didn't make me laugh. I mean, there was a few scenes, the overused clips they always use, but the rest of the show wasn't my thing. I mean, and then I saw Lucky Star. I didn't like Lucky Star. I didn't enjoy the show. I saw a few episodes, not even halfway, but I saw a decent chunk past 3 episodes, but it wasn't my thing. So I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe you enjoyed it, so that's good for you, And what else? So, anime I started watching was Shakuna no Shana, and I do not recommend that one to most people, mostly because some people like quick, easy anime, and then some people actually like long, extended anime with an actual finish. Well, this one has 3 seasons, has an actual ending, but I don't know if most people would watch it, being that it's longer than usual. I mean, not as long as the other ones, or just infinite amount of time, but yeah. And so when I compare most of my friends' taste and mine, most of their lists do not compare to mine. I mean, we've seen a few. Unless it's JoJo, that I've barely seen most of it. But I've seen a lot of mecha, a lot of isekai, a lot of romance. I've seen all over the place, except for that, like Your Name. No, not Your Name. I mean, Yuri on Ice. Not my thing. Not a show I would see. Never recommend unless you're a chick or guess. Then it's good for you, but it wasn't my thing. I wouldn't watch it, but I mean, pretty cool intro, pretty decent, Okay, so I hit something. Okay, and then there's a few mecha shows I want them to see, like Gundam 00. That's a standalone series that you don't have to know anything previous to Gundam to actually enjoy the show. And that's how it was built. That's how the show was built. So I recommend this one to a lot of people, but usually they never see it, so I usually never recommend it anymore, because that's why. Gundam Build Fighter, the fighter series, the Build Fighter series, I usually don't recommend because you need a lot of knowledge of it. But then there's Iron-Blooded Orphans. That's a really good show, really good mecha show, and some people haven't seen it. And then because I made my brother watch. I know he was into a lot of shonen. He's seen the big anime, so I was like, I don't know if he's gonna enjoy this one, but I said, okay, go watch Iron-Blooded Orphans. I think you're gonna enjoy it. And he actually did enjoy it. Of course, it started with which was the first show I showed him? I think it was My Hero, and then I went over to Brotherhood, and then from there I pushed him to other anime. And I've seen a lot of genres, I've seen a lot of different things, so I like to experience a lot of different shows, and I like to give that experience to other people. This podcast makes no sense right now, and I'm kind of having second thoughts about recording this. But do not worry, because the next few episodes are all going to be Pokemon based. I just have to write something for it so I don't lose track of what I'm talking about. So I hope you enjoyed those Pokemon episodes. They're actually going to be actual content and not just me talking to a mic. They're actually going to have pictures, I hope. But yeah, okay, anime stuff. I got to remember, I got to make this interesting. I can't make it interesting, it's me. So, I think that's all I have. I can't really talk about this without another person. It's just a little bit difficult. If I had another person on here, then I could be like, okay, what were your shows you would recommend to the other people? And they would give me a list. And then off of those, I would be like, okay, what did you enjoy most out of all the series together? And they would say story. Then I would give them all these story ones I would recommend, and maybe a few of them that weren't that much story, but were interesting with action, with something else to do with it. And that's all I got. I can't continue this with just myself. It just becomes a little bit more difficult. I think this is the shortest episode I had, but that's all for now. Thank you all for listening, and until next time.